Hey, what is up mortals, it is Kazuma, Yami here, and before we get into today's video, I'd like to thank the supporters on Patreon. Their support means a lot to us, so a link to the Patreon will be in the description below, as well as a link to the Discord group chat, where you can talk to me and other mortals like yourselves. There are quite a few people there already, so it'd be awesome if you joined us. Oh yeah, before I start, I must say, this is a big major side note. The writer saw the comments and agrees with you guys. The part where he erases the Red Dragon Emperor is not canon, it was just a gag. The real thing isn't actually a quirk. Second, I don't know how to pronounce the dragon's name. In the comments, please tell me how to pronounce it if you guys know. If you haven't watched the previous parts, I recommend you do so. The links are in the description below. Last episode, Deku learned the origins of Drake. Drake explained to him what he is capable of doing. After that, Deku falls asleep and his consciousness accidentally goes into the gauntlet. After he goes into the gauntlet, he is greeted in a white room by the strongest woman Red Dragon Emperor, Elsha. Elsha talks about how she has a gift for Deku when he masters the balance breaker, which she also explains about. This motivates Deku to train harder to break his limits. Now, on to the main story. Class 1A all dress out and head out to the training field for a quirk assessment test. Aizawa explains that they'll be doing multiple physical tests, and whoever gets the lowest grade will get expelled. This shocks everyone, but Drake says to Deku,
"Partner, you better try your hardest or your dreams will be crushed by that grumpy teacher."
Aizawa hears this and tells Deku for the last time to shut up his gauntlet. They start doing the first test, which is a 50-meter dash. Bakugo and Deku are first up on the race. Bakugo tries to scare Deku, but it doesn't work. Deku planned ahead and has been boosting ever since the explanation, which he has boosted 10 times so far. He races Bakugo and beats him by getting a score of 3 seconds flat, while Bakugo gets a score of 4.13 seconds. This pissed off Bakugo severely. Next is the grip test. Deku has boosted about 20 times so far, and gets a score of 2,240 kilograms. On the test where you have to jump the sandbox, Deku just leaps the whole way through. Next, we get to the ball throw. All Might arrives to watch Deku throw. Everyone gets the same score, except for Deku, who has boosted 25 times so far, and gets a score of 2,300 meters. This shocks everyone in the class, and All Might. Aizawa laughs and smiles, and says in his head, "This truly is the best student yet." As they total up the points for the rankings, Deku gets first place. This means that everyone in the original list except Deku goes down by 1, which means Mineta is last and gets expelled. Bakugo, realizing he got 4th place, tries to lash out at Deku, but Aizawa uses his cloth to hold him back. Deku comes back home exhausted after school and lays down on his bed, asking Drake, "Since you've been alive for thousands of years, that means many people have wielded you." Drake says, "Correct." Deku says, "Well, who was the other user before me and how was he like?" Drake says,
"The user before you was a devil called Issei. He was originally a human like you, but then got killed by a fallen angel he was on a date with. He was then saved by a girl called Ria Scrimmery. She had to use 8 pawn pieces to revive Issei, and he became a low-class devil, serving under her house with other demons."
Deku is confused and says, "Wow, that's rough. Wait, we use chess pieces to revive people? Also, what do you mean by house and other members? Also, what is a low-class devil?"
Drake says yes, devils use evil chess pieces to recruit other devils, or dead humans revived into devils, to serve their masters. Once they have the evil chess pieces inside of them, they take the strengths and weaknesses of that piece. For example, a rook has strong defense and attack but low agility. A knight has high speed but low defense. A bishop has powerful magic but gets drained easily, and the queen is an even balance of all 3 pieces. If you are a pawn, you could promote yourself and take the abilities of those pieces, but since you don't have an evil piece inside of yourself, you can't promote yourself unless you get a special power from your potential which unlocks it. In the devil world, they use a ranking system by your name, household, and strength. The lowest devil is low class. After that is middle class, and after that is high class, and ultimately the highest class you can get is ultimate class. High-class devils and higher are allowed to make their own households and rule over other devils.
Deku asked, "So where was Issei placed when he first became a devil?"
Drake says, "He was originally a weak, low-class devil, but steadily got stronger and more popular. Even in the beginning, everyone looked down on him. He proved them wrong by defeating many powerful devils, which brought him up to high class. Despite being the weakest Red Dragon Emperor in history, he made an alliance with the White Dragon Emperor, which no one has been able to do so far."
Deku asked, "Since he was so famous, did he get a nickname, and how far was he able to use his powers?" Drake sighed and says,
"His nickname was the Opie Dragon, and he was able to use his Balance Breaker, Illegal Move Tyrannia, Crimson Promotion, and the most powerful of them all, his DXD form. I think you'll be able to use everything but the DXD form if you train hard enough."
Deku asks, "Why can I not go into the DXD form?"
Drake says, "That form puts a large toll on your body, possibly even killing someone like you. Not to mention, he only unlocked it with the help of the strongest dragon.
Deku is motivated to train even harder, and then he yawns and says goodnight and falls asleep. The next day of school, Class 1A gets settled when All Might dashes through the door saying, "Your teacher is now here! Get your hero costumes on and we'll meet at Ground B." Deku still puts on the suit that his mom made for him. The class goes to Ground B, and All Might sees Deku's costume. He almost bursts out laughing because it's so obvious he's trying to dress like him. All Might starts explaining the drill. The villains will guard a nuke. They intend on deploying it, and the heroes must stop their scheme. If the heroes capture the villains or reach the nuclear core before time runs out, they win. If the villains manage to keep the nuclear core the whole time, or if they capture the heroes, they win. Everyone is matched up by lottery, and the same matchups will happen just like in canon. All Might announces that the first two pairs will do combat. Izuku and Ochako will be the hero team, while Katsuki and Tanya will be the villain team. All Might says for Bakugo and Ida to go first. Ida tries to discuss with Bakugo about his quirk for potential weaknesses. Ida can't seem to see any, and Bakugo is still mad at Deku. Ida tries to tell Bakugo to help guard the core, but he rushes off to find Deku. Uraraka and Deku walk into the building. 5 minutes after, Deku equips his gauntlet.
Boost!
Ochako compliments his quirk, Deku does the same, and Uraraka blushes. Drake says,
"Oh, how cute. Your little girlfriend is getting flustered over that. Great work, partner."
Deku gets embarrassed and tells Drake to shut up and focus at the task at hand.
Boost!
As they are walking through the building, they hear an explosion and concrete comes flying from the wall. Deku grabs Ochako.
Boost!
As he leaps away, he tells her to go towards the missile and he'll catch up. Deku turns around and sees Bakugo in the dust.
Boost!
Bakugo says, "I'll settle it here once and for all." He charges at Deku, and Deku's barely able to dodge it.
Boost!
Deku then launches a dragon shot, distracting Bakugo, giving him enough time to hide. Deku knows he can't beat Bakugo in a 1v1, he's not boosted enough yet. He tells Drake, "Can you stop saying boost so loudly? You're about to give away our cover." Drake obliges and says, way to take away my only source of entertainment. "Oh yeah, the multiplier will still be in effect, you just won't hear it." Bakugo angrily tries to find Deku by breaking random walls. Deku now feels like after boosting 12 times he can take on Bakugo, so he gets close for a surprise attack. Deku hits Bakugo with a punch, sending him flying.
Boost!
Bakugo says, "Stop using your cheap little tricks on me and fight me head on." Bakugo rushes towards him, sending punches and explosions his way, while Deku was on the defensive, boosting more. Deku has boosted about 16 times so far.
Boost!
As Bakugo is about to launch a big explosion, Deku grabs his hand and punches him in the gut, knocking him out. Ochako finally made it towards the rocket, and waits for Deku, which he easily catches up. Deku and Ochako are behind a rock, thinking of a plan on how to get to the nuke. Deku says that he'll take on Ida, while you sneak around and make him float. Then we'll capture the rocket. Ochako nods her head.
Boost!
Deku rushes out, punching Ida in the face. They start fighting, which gives Ochako enough time to go behind Ida and make Ida float. After they made him float, they captured the bomb. All Might is impressed that they were able to win without any damage to the building on their part, but he is disappointed in Bakugo. Every other match goes the same as in canon, and later they choose the class reps. Momo is the main representative, and Ida is the co-representative. After school ends, Bakugo walks up to Deku saying, "You got lucky this time, but next time it'll be different. You hear me, brat?" Deku trains a little bit after school trying to push his limits, so he gets ready for when he gets his balance breaker. And that's all we have for today. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and as we say, peace out, mortals.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you